Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tavon Diggs, and welcome to the real world of real estate, life, and business. Today, we have a great episode for you. I have my buddy Tracy Ellison, who's also my coach, mentor, best friend. For like almost 9, 10 years, man. Like this is
Man, I didn't lost count. I stopped counting.
right. Anyway, today I want to give you a little quick scope about what my show, my channel is about, really quickly. And then we're just going to dive right into the show. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to see what this whole no money, no credit real estate investing is really all about. So again, my name is Tavon Diggs. I'm a real estate investor. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm also looking to be a motivational speaker, if you will. I created this channel with entrepreneurs and business people alike in mind, to educate and inspire, to pretty much just highlight the lives and the experiences of other entrepreneurs, so you can really see the behind the scenes, what work it takes to really make it, what type of education they needed to make it, and what's possible for you, because technology is changing everything. Everything is so much more easily accessible. We're able to educate ourselves on a much more free level, without paying as much. We're able to have more access to information because it's the information age, man. And I plan to change lives with the education, the information and experiences that I present to you on this platform. And so I hope you guys are ready for your life to change over this journey, these episodes and web series I plan to put out here into the public eye. All right. So we're going to get started with Trey. First, I want to let you know a little bit about him. He's a real estate agent, real estate investor. He's a husband. He's a great friend. He has a bachelor's in psychology. He went from being a community organizer to a full-time real estate agent and investor. And right now, he's actually in the airport on his way to Miami right now, just to learn, get some more education right now, some more inspiration to fuel towards his business. And I just want to kind of give him the floor. Introduce yourself, man. What's going on, Trey?
Hey, what's good? Yeah, I have put myself on mute since I know there's a lot of noise around me right now. You can hear me cool?
Yep, I
hear
can
me clear?
I can hear you great, man.
Cool. Yeah, man, I appreciate the introduction. Definitely appreciate the invite to the show. As soon as you said the idea, I can tell it was going to be something big, just considering people need to really know about entrepreneurship, business, and then wrapping real estate all the way around it. I think you'll have some really great guests on here, and people should definitely stay tuned for the rest of the episodes. So yeah, just a little bit about where I'm at right now. Just I didn't plan on being at the airport during the time of the show, but it's funny because I booked a Greyhound. I thought I was just going to take a trip on a bus, make it real simple, and somehow I got it confused. I think in my head I didn't calculate the 14-hour trip and the fact that it was going to be the next day. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be able to leave Friday night and get there Friday afternoon.
No.
Yeah, so in the middle of the night, I'm like, let me check my bus tickets. Let me just check it so I can put the number in my phone. I always put the information in my phone so when I'm traveling. And so I'm looking at the date, and I'm like, it says September the 2nd. I'm like, it's September the 2nd at 12:30 or something like that. I'm like, it's September the 2nd at 12:30 right now. That's right now. Wait a minute. So Ashley was sleeping at the time. I couldn't wake her up. I'm like, oh man, can't wake her up. She probably gonna be tripping. Like I told you, I knew I should. Everything else that came with it.
Right.
So I was like, shoot. All right, start sweating. Like, all right. Hold on. All right, I'm calm down. Let me go try to find a flight ticket. So I found the flight ticket. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too bad. But I still didn't plan on being here. So probably in between, it's a long line. I'm thinking I probably still got like a half hour in this line the way it looks. But once it's my turn, I'll probably just put the phone in my pocket or put it in a little bin and probably be paused for a second, then jump back on. You can have like an intermission, I guess, chat in between, and then I'll jump back on if we don't finish the questions so that we make sure we're done. So I'm not going to be boarding until about 1, and then I'll probably be taking off at 1:30. So I think we'll have more than enough time to cover everything. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to get this information out there, man. I feel like, as soon as you're successful with something, you should just share it to the world. And those who are listening and take heed to what we're going over today, you'll be able to jump right in because there's nothing holding anybody back with this industry as far as what we're concerned. So it doesn't matter about your background, where you're from, none of that stuff, man. You can really make this stuff happen tomorrow. So it's that type of situation.
Absolutely. And that's a great point, that you just made right now. As far as real estate, I definitely feel like it's a great platform to start. You know, a lot of successful, wealthy people out here started in real estate. You know, and this whole channel isn't just revolved around real estate. We're going to talk about personal development so you can live a more fulfilling life. We're also going to talk about just other aspects of business like marketing, sales, overcoming objections, all different types of things that a business person would need to know in order for them to be successful in their realm of their industry. So today, I just kind of want to go into what Tracy's been through and how he got to where he is right now, and then what steps you can take if you're interested in getting into real estate and learning the no money, no credit strategy and how to start making money today in your business. So Trey, tell me where are you from, man? Where are you from originally? Where are you from?
Man, we from the same town. Philly. We from Philadelphia, man. I'm happy to say that made it out of there alive and able to travel and still come back home and stuff like that. It's not a merry-go-round where we from, you know what I mean? For people that look like us and for what we do. So
True.
Yeah, man, Philadelphia all day. I represent all the sports teams. People don't even have to ask me like, oh, what's your favorite sports team? Like, look, home all day, everything. So definitely represent everywhere.
I know your dad would be proud.
You said what?
I said I know your dad would be proud.
Oh yeah, man. That's all I got is Philly hats. All day.
Right.
All the way with it.
All right, man. So how exactly did you get started in real estate and why?
How did I get started in the real estate, just in general? Well, I think that's a funny story because really it wasn't on my radar. The first time I can remember really it coming on my radar was when I was working for the union at the time, and they had me traveling a little bit. And I was in Pittsburgh for like 3 weeks. I'm in a hotel, start reading Think and Grow Rich. And so reading that book, and I didn't even want to work at the time. I just started camping out in the hotel, going through all the exercises that he said do and all of this stuff. And start thinking about what type of companies that you want to build. And the first thing popped up was Profit Artist Company. That's when I first started Profit Artist Company. Just through reading that book and putting that down. And so it was just like, okay, you need some means and some money and finances to get where you get to go with the music company. And I'm like, how am I gonna do that? And I just thought of real estate, came out the sky. I didn't really have a thought about it before. And so just kind of put that down on the paper. Like, okay, real estate definitely will give me enough money to be able to do whatever I need to do, as far as music is concerned. And so I just put that on the paper and didn't have any way to get there. Just I know at one point I had bought some videos that I saw online. Like this guy had a commercial and like an infomercial type thing. I can't remember. I think his name was like Dean Gracio or something like that. And I ended up purchasing it. It shipped to my house. I don't even know. I think I probably threw it away. Of course I don't have it no more. But I ain't go through it. Just bought it on the fly. And that's when I was still in Philadelphia, still working for the union, still trying to figure out, how can I make businesses work and still work at the job. And then stuff started happening in Philly, kind of just, a lot of stuff started happening in Philly. Kind of had to revamp and move to Atlanta and just kind of start over with everything. Businesses, jobs, life, changed girlfriends, got a wife, everything kind of switched up when I moved to Atlanta. So it was a fresh start with everything. And I just put myself out there and was like, I want to get a job. I don't know what it is. I know I'm just going to get something because everything lined up for me to be able to move here. And so I was like, things lined up. I got approved for a house. Everything was good. I got my license here, switched over. And I just didn't know what I was going to do with the job. I thought I had one job that I was going to like. It was like a community organizing type of thing, since I did that before. And Georgia doesn't like unions. There wasn't too many union jobs out here. So I'm like, community organizing, that's close enough. Maybe I can do that. But the money wasn't there. That wasn't there. And then I saw another ad on Craigslist that said they were looking for leadership and marketing experience. Me all day, answer the ad. He reported back. He was like, hey, show up at this place. I showed up thinking it was an interview. It was more like an orientation with me and somebody else. He was like, hey, just get started. That's what I want you to do. He handed me a list of homes. I was like, lease them out. I'm like, okay, sounds a lot like real estate, but you saying I don't need a license? I'm going to go out and go do it. I don't know nothing about real estate at all at this time. Just handed a list of homes and said, go lease them. So I ain't know nothing about what to do. I just was like, well, I can market. Go market it, put it everywhere. I put it everywhere. My phone was ringing off the hook every day. Like, couldn't shower, couldn't eat, couldn't do nothing. Like, rentals is a really, really fast. It's a really fast niche. It's a high turnaround. And so I was working for a hedge fund at the time. They were buying up about 300 homes a month from the foreclosure auction. They were sending us to the auction every month. We had to go. We had like 100 people going to the courthouse steps, and in different counties, like a team of 100 of us going to different counties, like blitzing it, like buying up everything that they wanted. They really couldn't be outbid, and so we go buy the houses, and then we turn around and wait for them to get turned over, and then lease them out. And the money was like great for the first year. It was like, man, I think I made like 7,500 just over the weekend one time, just doing rentals, you know, just over the weekend, just having. I was like, what? This is real. And then the foreclosure stopped being as big. They stopped buying as many houses. They kind of switched their strategy a little bit, and the money started going down on our side. So at this time, they had told everyone. At first, they hired people who were agents. And then about 6 months in, they was like, you know, they got caught by the board a little bit. They was doing stuff under arrest, but they was making so much money they didn't care if they was going to get caught at the end of the day. But then 6 months in, it was like, everybody got to get a license in 3 months. And so I was like, man, all right. So just went forward, did it. I think I did it in about a month, but I had to really focus and quit my job. Well, not quit, but quit taking the phone calls in from the rentals. I thought I could do both of them at the same time, but for 2 weeks straight, I was barely doing it. So I just kind of stopped, cut my phone off for about a 4 week straight. Went, got the license. Then once I got the license, like I said, the money still wasn't there as much as it was before. So I was like, okay, what can I do with this license? Can I be a traditional agent? Let me try this out. Tried to go to different brokerages, tried them out for a while. I was like, that's not working for me. It doesn't really fit me well. And then I think you had sent me a course one time on REOs, and that's what originally triggered my investing side. Just when who was that? What's the guy's name? Preston Eli on his course. You sent it to me. I think you bought the course, and I'm like, man, this sounds crazy. Like, you know, can I do this? So I started trying to figure out whether I can do it as an agent. Just kind of took it all away. Started learning everything I could with it. Up sleepless nights. Spent a bunch of money on marketing and made it happen within some time frame. I know I probably went a little further than some of your other questions. Yeah, that's the kind of gist of it, how I got started in being an agent and investor.
No, that's great, man. Like you definitely hit a lot of great points, and that's a crazy story, man. It sounds like you just had no fear. You just went for it. You knew what you wanted. You knew you had to make things happen, and so you just went for it. And I can do nothing but appreciate that, man. And I'm trying to I'm like that myself, man. I'm scared. I want to do it. You know, it's going to work. I'm just going to go after it. Even if I don't know it's going to work, I'm going to go and I'm going to do it. I'm going to take action and make it work, because things don't happen to us. Things happen because of us, So I definitely, I like that answer, man. So Trey, tell us, man, do you do the no money, no credit real estate investing, man? Do you do that? Is that what you do?
Yes, sir. That's how I got started, man. I'm not even going front. Like I said, the agent thing wasn't working out. I tried to get a little part-time job at the gun range for a while, and getting paid $10 an hour, trying that out. It was just like, man, you can't survive off of it. So I was just unhappy, but still just learning, like being at Quick Shot, just putting the audios in my ear every day, listening to motivational stuff, just taking myself a different place. And I did that for a few months. And I know that was the reason why I kind of made it out there and just went at it again. I ain't have any money, so you had to start from nothing. And when you don't have any money, you get creative with what you can do, as long as you got some drive. Right. So that's kind of what happened.
So, okay. Well, tell us, how long did it take you to get your first deal?
My first real estate investing deal, it took about a year to get that. And I always tell people that, like when I'm coaching them, like, it took a year. You can do it on your own. It's possible. Most of the people that I know takes about a year. Like, it's kind of like the average time when you do it on your own. But when you get a mentor, which I didn't have the means or even the know-how to do it at the time, and to the end, it's like now I'm just like, now that the money coming in, it's going straight to getting mentored. That's what I spend most of my money on at this point, because I understand it now. But you can shorten the time frame to get a deal. But it took me about a year on my own, grinding it out.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I can definitely talk about that myself. Since I started working with you as my coach, I started getting appointments. I got pretty close to closing the deal myself. I haven't been fortunate to get to the closing table yet. I'm actually in the works of getting my real estate. I have access to MLS. I won't have to worry about other agents, running the comps for me. I have access to that myself. I'll be able to handle all those things myself, and I'll also be able to list the property if I'm not able to acquire it as an investment property myself. So I just wanted to do that to open up another opportunity for income for myself. you know, in the investment situation. But I prefer to go in as a principal instead of representing the seller or the seller in the situation. Um, can you tell me a little bit about your first deal and, you know, kind of what you went through in order to get it to close? I know those stories are always fun.
Yeah, I can tell you that. Hopefully, I got enough time to say the whole thing since I'm about to have to get my ID to put a board in pad.
Go around to that line, please.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Short away, short away. So yeah. Well, hold on 1 second.
All right.
I'm just checking out here.
All right, no problem. But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, in the life of being an entrepreneur, things get crazy, man. Things get crazy. Things go up and down. It's not guaranteed success. You have to take calculated risks, and that's what we're here to talk about. Not just in real estate, but in life. You know, even when it comes down to like relationships, friendships, love relationships, or whatnot, you're still taking a risk because people are people. You can't control them. You know, you never know who they are, what they're going to do next or whatnot. So, you know, it takes time. It takes time to build a solid friendship. It takes time to build a solid business. It takes time to build anything that's worthwhile, you know. So I'm just going to break it to you and give it to you 100% real. If you're looking for something that's going to happen overnight, it's not being an entrepreneur isn't for you. You need a paycheck. You need to know when that money is coming, and a job is exactly what's going to provide you that. You're going to know when your money's coming. You're going to know how much it is based on how many hours you worked, and it's guaranteed, you know, unless they fire you, because that's you know, that's a possibility too, you know, because things are constantly changing in the job world, and I constantly see, you know, different people struggling, you know, from losing their job or being laid off or whatever, you know. So you never know what curveball life is going to throw you. So, you know, being your own boss, having your own business, having something that you can count, you can take control of, because it's all about your efforts. You back, Trey? You ready?
Yeah, for like a couple seconds.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna try to get halfway through and then probably have a minute intermission again. But I'm gonna go through the exact steps. Yo, like really, I ain't gonna hold nothing back. I ain't gonna leave nothing for like the training program on how to really I got started. I'm gonna go through the exact steps on what I did, because I wanted to keep track of everything. Just because I knew people could come back and follow the footsteps on what happened. And so my first deal, it really came from networking. At the time, I was putting out a lot of direct mail. You know, I tried pretty much every tactic that you can to find sellers out there, spend some money doing it, you know, whether it's online, direct mail, putting out bandit signs, trying to cold wholesale. I was trying to do everything. But at the end of the day, the thing that got me my first deal was just networking and sending messages to the people that were in my field. So whether or not I was using biggerpockets.com or LinkedIn.com or Facebook groups where it was trying to find real estate investors or people in the real estate industry, I was just blitzing them at that time. So I was sending out, like, you know, at the max, whatever the max they give you, like LinkedIn give you like 10 invitation, or you know, like 50 or something like that, and some of them give you 10, 20, whatever it was. I think Bigger Pockets gave you like 10. You can send out 10 connections, and then you can send out 10 messages, so it was like 20 altogether. But I was doing that once a week on all of those platforms, like once a week on LinkedIn, once a week on Bigger Pockets, once a week on Facebook. And just took all of that and just was networking with people and just figuring out what they did. I really just was like, hey, you know, I do this. You know, you have any deals right now, or are you looking for deals mainly? And so me doing that, I ended up finding a motivated seller. Me thinking I was just trying to find, you know, just people in the industry and connect. I ended up finding a motivated seller who said that she bought a rehab a year ago, and you know, had it. I mean, mind you, the rehab. Usually rehabs are less than a month, 60 days a month. She said she bought a rehab a year ago. She's been trying to rehab a property for a year. And so I saw a pain point there. And so I told her different strategies that she can do in order to exit the property or in order to make money off of the property. And I had to build a relationship because she by a lot of people, basically, at least $50,000 in the trash. But I'm gonna finish the rest of the steps. I'll be right back now.
All right. So, yeah, Tracy, he's doing the real in the field, no credit, no money needed, real estate investing, and he's also offering a real estate investing course. 90 days, a 90-day course, a 98-day intensive course, where he will walk you through the steps, A, B, and C. He'll have a formulated plan for you, contracts, scripts, everything that you need in order for you to get results. It's going to pretty much, take fear all the way out of the situation, because we're going to handle that. We're going to get rid of all the fear of getting on the phone, talking to the sellers, getting to the appointments, closing the deal. We want to get rid of all of that, and I'm completely confident that I'm really happy that he was able to do this for me. Sorry about all the intermissions and things like that, but you got to do what you got to do in order to get some real value. And he's on the move, man. He's on the move right now, as you should be. Making moves towards his goals, taking time out, making a sacrifice to travel to go get more education. Going to seminars, reading books. You hear how he pretty much got started in his businesses, and creating all of his businesses was putting time into reading, listening to audios, which are also motivational, and you can find them anywhere. And if you need some suggestions on audios or books to help increase your life, increase your work habits, increase your knowledge of business or real estate or whatever, just being more confident, feel free to email me at tavoninspires@gmail.com. I have no problem with providing you with that information. That's what I do. If you want to talk to me personally about, ways that you can improve what you have going on, I'd be happy to talk to you, no charge, because that's what I love to do. I love to help people get to the next level. My whole idea here is to create more entrepreneurs, more business people in the world, and allowing people to take control of their lives again. Because it's nothing like having, more month at the end of your money. It's nothing like that. I get tired of being in that situation of, checking my bank account before I make a purchase. That's frustrating. Who wants to worry about that type of stuff, and real estate can be a platform. It could be a starting block to create and help fuel all the dreams that you have, the bigger dreams that you have, because I know that majority of the time we don't just start with a whole bunch of capital. If you're anything like me, my parents weren't able to teach me about financial education. I had to learn about that as I got older, and I started reading more. I started listening to more audios, listening to more wealthy people and what they did. And that's how I got to where I am, knowing all the things that I did, knowing all the things that I know now. Because my life was completely different. I was a totally different person. My mindset was totally different. I didn't take nearly as much action as I do now in order for me to get here, to even provide this show to you. This is something that I'm really, really excited about, because this is really, really going to make some changes in people's lives, man. It's really going to make some changes. So if you guys, just have some patience, my buddy Tracy will be back here. Oh, there he is.
Now I just got to figure out what game I'm going out of. Yeah. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
You just can't see me.
No, I can see you. You just
can?
Yep.
On my end, I can't see myself, so I was thinking you couldn't see me. All right, let me see. All right, so where did I leave off at? Oh, I was saying that I basically went and networked. Yeah, basically just networked with people and just went out there and ended up finding a good lead off of, I don't know how many people I hit up, maybe close to 100. It wasn't a little bit, but it's never a little bit when you're trying to get to where you need to go. So let me see, which gate? I am gate D3. All right, so I gotta catch this train. Atlanta got one of the biggest airports. I flew a lot of places, mainly working with the union and doing personal stuff too. But man, travel for miles to here. You got to catch a train, get the different concourses. So anyway, all right. So I think D27. So in case I forget again, everybody know they can remind me.
You said B 27.
Oh no, D23. So that's what I'm going. D23. All right, cool. So anyway, now I can focus a little bit more because I kind of know in my head where I'm going. So multitasking, man, is like, woo. All right, still practicing on it. So so anyway, so yeah, networking was the reason why I got the first deal. The second deal did come from direct mail. So it did come from that. But direct mail does take some consistency. It takes some money. The networking part was free, of course, but it took some consistency and a lot of time for you to be able to do it. And the other method of getting deals has been from building relationships. So networking, I look at it like I'm reaching out to people, trying to network, trying to build my network. Otherwise, I feel like building relationships was like people who kind of contacted me after things got started and started to roll. I started to get leads from just the business itself, like success breeds success. And so getting my first deal, I end up, when I put out bandit signs to sell the property, I end up having a commercial owner and a commercial investor, and he ended up being a developer and a builder. He hit me up off of my bandit sign because I accidentally put my sign in front of his building. He was like, hey, you can't do that. You can't just put your sign in front of my building. And he cursed me out on my voicemail. And so I was like, man, should I call him back? He cursed me out, man. I don't know. I was, you know what did it hurt? Let me call him back. And I'm a person that uses energies, and I pushed a lot of positive energies to him on the phone, even though I know he was upset that I put my sign in front of him. And then I kind of started asking him what he do. He started telling me like, oh, you know, I developed real estate, and I'm like this big guy that developed all this real estate in South Carolina. He started telling me about himself, and you know, I started talking about some stuff, telling him about me, and we started kind of vibing. And he's like, you know what? Let's meet up for lunch at Cracker Barrel, you know, in a couple of days. And so I was like, oh, snap. And we met up for lunch and vibed and sat for like 2 hours and really built a relationship. And so that was a deal that came from that. And then also me building a relationship with a property manager that I leased out a couple of his properties before. And I basically showed him that my system was better than anybody else. I stick there longer than anybody else, and I get rid of it faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm professional, and I always communicate. And so with that, he showed. I start getting all his properties to the agents. So I had to make sure I was going the right way. And so he Please hold on. This train is departing. So anyway, so he ended up giving me a lot of his properties. I saw a lot of the other agents falling by the wayside, and so I start educating him on some of the real estate strategies that I knew that was some creative financing where he can make more money, less expenses, less headache. He has a property management company that has several properties. He works with international investors. He helps them to purchase property, and then he property manages property and resells the told him about that you released. And I just now kind of I probably talked to him 10 times and he stayed 10 times to him for him to get it. Finally, he get it, understand it. He already signed 2 contracts. One is his client's property and one is his property. Himself, he's an investor, but he also manages properties for other investors who are international. And so he said he got some more coming too. So I was like, that's a relationship that I feel like I built and I work a lot. It does take that. But and then other than that, having people that I network with that want to learn real estate, and I'll teach them how to do it, and they'll be in different areas of the country. And then they'll shoot me some deals and we're working together. And so that's helped us spread out too. So that's kind of how I got the first deal, and I guess the next one's after that. Answering multiple questions.
Wow, man, that's crazy, man. He's flipping deals from your computer in other states, man. And that's really cool. That's how you do it, man. Start networking, building relationships, and then anything is possible. You know, you start expanding your business as soon as you start, catching fire, start flipping those deals. Success breeds success, man. And I'm definitely looking forward to catching that fire and starting to close some deals like that too. So let's see the next question. Can you explain this strategy, in a couple some simple steps for our new viewers, for our beginners that are watching?
Sure, I'll try to explain it in a few different steps. It's actually pretty simple. It's a simple process. It just takes a lot of determination, and you just can't accept no or accept that you don't know how to get there. It's definitely an easy strategy. Basically, all in all, you find a motivated seller, and so a motivated seller is totally different than a regular seller. A regular seller is just someone random who wants to sell their property. You'll find them all the time. You'll find them on multiple listing service or, you know, Zillow. Majority of sellers are just normal, regular sellers. The key in this business is finding a motivated seller. That's someone who's motivated, like seriously motivated to sell a property for one situation or another. So it can be a life situation. It can be a finance situation, divorce, they inherit a property, they tired landlord, locate for employment reasons. You know, there's all types of reasons that you'll run into that people will tell you why they motivated and need to sell fast, or they're willing to sell for terms because they have to leave the house for a certain situation. Mm-hmm. And so once you find a motivated seller, you get the property either for the right price to resell it for cash, or you get it on contract for terms to get paid over time. And so once you negotiate those terms with the seller, you're the middle person in between, and you go and resell the property for cash to another investor who has the cash flow. They either wants to flip the property, or they want to buy it and hold it as part of their buy and hold portfolio, or you put the property on contract for terms. And at that point, once you put the property on contract for terms, the seller is usually willing to get paid over time for their equity in the house. And at that point, you can put a tenant buyer inside of the home. They'll take care of the property. They'll purchase the property for the retail price at the end of a year or two, usually. You'll put them into a credit repair program to be able to fix their credit, to give it more of a chance for them to close on the property at some point. And you take the money in between. Basically, you'll take the spread in between. It's my stock right here. Basically, you take the cash in between on the cash sale. So if you get the property on a good price, and then you resell it to a cash buyer, you just take the in between money. If you're doing it on terms, you actually get paid in 3 different ways. And so I really like terms right now. Yeah. It seems like to be hot in this market because the market is kind of hot. Sellers are getting multiple offers sometimes if they put their property up. And so a lot of them want retail price because the prices are rising. And so you get a lot less wholesale deals compared to terms. Usually I can offer them what they're asking for. They just have to wait a little while longer for it, but it's a lot less stressful for them, and they're able to move on from the property. And so I get a lot of terms deals right now, and you get paid 3 different ways from terms deals. You get paid from the down payment that the tenant buyer puts down. You get paid for the spread in between, depending on what you offer the seller to give them monthly. And you take the spread in between of what you rent it for from the tenant buyer, and then you also take the spread in between on the sales price at the end when they purchase it, because you want to be able to get the property at least a little bit lower than what you can go and resell it on the market. And usually tenant buyers are usually more for the property because they're going to be staying in it for a year or two. The property is going to appreciate a little bit. And so you're going to be able to sell it for a little higher anyway, and you'll take a spread in between what you have it on contract, what you sell with the seller, and then also what you sell tenant buyers. So that's how 3 different ways that you'll get paid from terms.
Man, I love terms, man. So basically, you get paid on the down payment, which is right up front, and sometimes he collects the first month's rent. So when they move in, you get the first month's rent.
That's true. I forgot about that.
That's a fourth payment that we added in there. So you get the first month's rent, and then sometimes what they can do what's called a sandwich lease option, paying in between the deal, which is what he was talking about, and collecting a portion of the cash flow, or even the entire cash flow, depending on the terms of the agreement with the seller, that's coming in every year to pay off the property. And then once they purchase the property, you also get the spread in between with the price that you agreed upon with the seller and the price that you agreed upon with the buyer. So, and that number is normally about 6 or 7 digits long. You know, so that is definitely a nice paycheck to cash at the end of the day, and it can definitely fund a lot of business ideas over time when you continuously, you know, close these deals. So I have a really, really good question. I know a lot of people are interested in knowing, how much money does it really take, if any at all, to make a profit in this business?
Well, I guess I'll talk about the real estate investing portion of it specifically, because being an agent is a whole different animal. And of course, there's a lot of upfront money to be able to get licensed and stuff like that. And also, you have to pay the broker every month, either by splitting it with your deals, or you got to pay them every single month by paying them monthly on a monthly fee. So with my broker, I pay him about $50 a month to get your license. It's probably about anywhere from $600 to $700. And, you know, you got that upfront cost, and then you still got to do marketing when you're an agent too. unless you go with a broker who's going to go do marketing for you. And at that point, they're going to take a higher split because they're doing marketing for you, of course. So you want to consider that. But that's the agent part. On the investing side, um, it's funny because I spent most of my money on classes and on trainings, and then some direct mail. And like I said, direct mail wasn't how I got my first deal. I got my first deal through networking for free. So, you look at that like it didn't take any expense to get that deal. But it took a lot of time. Like I really had to show her that I cared, that I was going to stick around. Like I said, she got cheated out of some money by the first person who was going to be her project manager, and they ran off for $50,000. And she hired a contractor. And she hired this contractor, and they was on the property for months and didn't do any work. So I went over to the property to check it out. That's basically how it started. She started telling me about the problem. I was like, wow, okay, I know where that area is. Like, I actually know the South Side. I'm going to be on that area in a couple of days. I'm going to go by to check it out for you. And so I saw the property, and I didn't see anybody there. It looked abandoned, vacant. So I'm just going around the property. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some pictures for you, because I don't know who you have working on this property, but nobody's here. Nobody looked like they've been here. And I don't know how much money you paid them, but she was located in New York. So I forgot to explain that part. Basically, she was all the way in New York. The property was all the way here in Atlanta, and she had it for a year. And so, I just basically said, I'm going to go by, because, trying to help out. Let me go by, see the property, see what they're doing there. Because she told me about her story and how she got cheated out of so much and didn't know what to do with it right now. And so I told her, like, nobody's working there. I was like, look, this is what you can do. I had a contractor that I knew working with a hedge fund. And I met him through some networking with another person. And I knew he was good with his work because he used to work with a company that I knew. And so I told her, like, I have a contractor that I know. He's really good. He's serious about what he do. And so she fired her contractor, got my contractor on board. I kind of just managed to do it. I did a little bit of project management, not really though, all the way, but just more so with just keeping track of him, making sure he on ball, making sure everything was good with the in-between. And then finally, once the property was renovated, then I was able to lease option it out after that. So it took a little bit of time, basically. It wasn't like, yeah, got the deal, met her on Bigger Pockets, got the deal contract signed, and then got it done. It wasn't that for the first deal. It was more so building a relationship, watching the property as it's renovating, going through all of the, it was experience though, going through all of the things that could happen during a renovation process that would delay it and cost and all of this other stuff and the right things to put into the property. I learned a lot from it, but it took a while before I actually got to close it. But after that, everything went, fast after that though. But
Gotcha.
You want the real. You said you wanted the real on the channel, so that's the real.
Yeah, man. I need the real. I need the real, so people don't, so people have real expectations, because I think one of the biggest things that a lot of starter or new entrepreneurs struggle with is their expectations, the false expectations that they have of business, because we live in a microwave generation where we just want everything to happen right now. We need it to be instant. Those are like, one of the trigger sales words to get people interested in a lot of stuff these days. Instant, fast, now, and that's because that's what people are looking for. People are looking for instant results. Now we can get, fast results, 90-day results, but it's not going to happen overnight. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. So, just to do, I know you have a very high real estate investing course. What can your students expect from this coaching?
What was the question? Because I think it went in and out as I had that little announcement that happened.
Okay.
Say the question for me one more time.
Yeah, I know you have a real estate investing course.
Right.
Can you tell the viewers a little bit about what your students can expect from your course? Expect to learn from your course, what kind of results they can expect to learn?
Yeah. So like I was saying before, I kept track of everything. I'm somebody who I just like keeping track of things for my own self, but then also I know somebody can follow up right along and follow the path and get there quicker. And so I kept track of everything that I did on documents and folders. I mean, my whole Google Drive for one of my emails is filled up. So now I started to put stuff into other email addresses. That's how filled up my Google Drive is. And so, me keeping track of everything, I really just wanted to, have something real that people can shorten the learning curve with. So if it took me a year to be able to get my first deal, I know I can take those concise things in a way that I can teach it and relay it to someone else, and then also to do it with them, where I can take your learning curve from a year to, a week or a month or 90 days, because it really just depends on you. I've had people that I've mentored and they were already kind of going, getting started, but they just didn't know which way to go or how to really go and execute everything fully. And so I know I've had people come along and then 48 hours, we get something on contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had people do that. And I've had people come along later, they've gotten six appointments with sellers and then something on contract a week later. I've had that happen. And I've also had people that have come along and then 30 days, 90 days, it'll take that to happen. So, it really depends on the individual at the end of the day, but I know for sure I can shorten the learning curve, and that's the whole point of me having a program, to shorten the learning curve. So I have a 7-day program, and the 7-day program is a jump start. It's basically to jump start you from, basically learning all types of stuff, that's not knowing which way to go, being able to ask questions, and usually within a week, I can have you out there talking to sellers like you've been doing this business for a while. That's the goal of the 7-day program. To go from a newbie to I'm almost a vet and I'm ready to do this thing within 7 days. And I've already tested it. I've had people go through it. It's like this thing works in 7 days. You'll be like, I've had newbies to go and I've had people who already got started, in the program and they went through it. And it works in both ways for people that be able to get started. And then also have a 90-day program where that's more set on you getting your first deal, like guaranteed. And so we're going to go through walking with you. I'm going to handhold with you. I'm going to do the deals with you. And you'll be able to get your deal definitely within 90 days, as long as you execute everything that we have here in the program.
Mm-hmm. And I like how you added the as long as you execute everything that we have provided.
Definitely, because we've had people fall off, and I understand life. But at the end of the day, if you hungry enough for the goal, you'll make it. Have your final way. Your final way. You have to.
Absolutely. And that brings me into my next and actual final question. Can you tell me about 3 to 5 qualities that you're looking for in your perfect student, somebody who has the best opportunity for success or best possibility for success in class?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I would say if I had to choose an avatar, it'd probably be somebody like you right now. And that's not just like trying to blow you up or nothing like that, but I already know, like, considering where you came from, and I know you was telling your story when I went on pause in the intermission trying to go through the check-in, but where you came from, I was there. I can witness and just knowing the change and the person that you've become just by doing personal development and going out there, like you said, taking the action. You've been taking action crazy. You've been being able to visualize things and create things, whatever you want, real crazy. And then also your communications that you have with people and the love that you have with people, and what you really, try to uplift people have, changed from when I first met you, as far as the person that you are. And that took a lot of determination. So basically the person, as far as the real estate class is concerned, is somebody who's all about personal development and developing themselves and growing. Like, you have to be there first, because if you just think you're going to have a handout or you're going to be able to just pass the money off and be able to get a return from it without doing anything, that's not going to work. So you got to know that you got to develop yourself over time to be able to learn it. And then also somebody who's willing to invest in yourself, because it's going to take some money. It's going to take the money in training, and it's going to take money in marketing to be able to make it happen, so that you can receive the money on the back end. And so somebody who already understands that, where I don't got to explain, like, okay, if you put $500 into this marketing campaign, you can make 5,000. And somebody don't understand that, then you're probably not going to work out into this business, or probably any other business for that matter. That's something that you definitely have to learn on the road to success, is the investing into whatever business or self, at the end of the day. And then also somebody who can, because this is a business that does require you to talk to people. And if you don't know how to talk to people, at least be willing to put that work in and that personal development in, to be able to work on talking to people. You just can't be scared of it. You just got to know, okay, I'm not that good at it. I always say I grew up, introverted in high school. It probably took to my senior year to start really talking to people and trying to have friends and stuff like that. It was just like, grew up introverted and had to work towards being more open and talking to people and stuff like that. And so you just have to work on it. If you're not good with talking to people, just know, okay, I'm not good, but I'm going to work on it. And so you go out there, you're going to talk to sellers and trip up a couple times and stutter a couple times, not have the answer a couple times. But I'm telling you, after your 10th time, you're talking to somebody, you're going to be formulating it a little bit better, with less stutters, with more knowledge. But you really have to get out there and be willing to fail. And so, you have to be willing to talk to people, network with people, problem solve with people, you sympathize with people. Like those are things that are necessary that you'd have to be willing to do in this business. You can't really skip that and think you're just going to do it all online. It ain't that type of business. So those are some of the things. I had some people come through and they like, yeah, I can go get the leads. I get the leads for you. That's day online, and then you're gonna give them to me, and I'm supposed to talk, to the seller the whole day. But I was like, I can pay somebody minimum wage, or less than that to be able to go out there and get me the leads online. But you need to be somebody that's willing to talk to people. Even if you're going to do a deal with somebody, you at least got to talk to people. Either bring the buyer, bring the seller, but you got to talk to someone to be able to make the deal happen. So that's some of the things that I would mention just right off the bat. Of course, it requires more, but just the determination and the drive. That's all you really need.
And that's I'm very, very happy that you added the part about you being introverted at one point in your life, because I hear that excuse, and I call it an excuse because that's everybody has different things that they're not really good at, but you can't be good at something that you've never really done or never really worked at being better at. So if you're sitting there saying I can't do this, you're right, you can't do it because you never tried, or you were never taught the proper way to do it in order for you to be success or have success, or a better way of doing it from what you know now. And that's what this channel is for. This channel is created to show you a better way, to show you the right way, to show you the true way that people are using. They're doing it right now in order for them to get results and gain results in their life and business. And this is it, guys. That's really all I really had. Trey, where can they find you? Where can they find you? If they want more real estate investing course, where can they find you?
Yeah, for the real estate investing course, you guys can go to the realestatewealthexchange.com. So that's the realestatewealthexchange.com. You can go there. You can find me usually on most social network sites. I'm under the real estate doc. So the underscore real estate underscore DOC, or Tracy Ellison Bay. You can search that and usually I come up in certain places. So yeah, you guys can definitely give me a call, and I'll definitely, if you're serious about this, I can definitely shorten your curve to be able to make this thing happen sooner versus waiting later like a dream. It's not a dream, it's really real, and you can make it happen for yourself.
Awesome, man. It's absolutely true, guys. You can create whatever you want in this life that you have here, but it's all about you. It's all about the action that you're willing to take, and it's also about the sacrifice you're willing to make. So that's really it. My message for today. This is the real world of real estate, life and business. This is started today, learning about real estate investing. Man, Tracy, I have to put you in the right direction. So thank you for watching, and everybody have a great day. And we'll have another episode for you next month, probably around the beginning of the month next time. All right, I'll keep you updated on what the next topic is going to be. Stay tuned. Peace.
Peace.